Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. Welcome back to Learn Spanish with Profesor Pablo. Hey, if you're so inclined, I would appreciate if you were to subscribe and to like our lesson. That will help the algorithm get out our lessons to more people. Would appreciate that. Thank you. Our lesson is preterite Y verbs. We're working on finishing up laying the foundation for the Spanish language. We've done the present tense, all its quirkiness and oddities. We've done the infinitives, and we're halfway through now with the preterite. After this lesson, we only have 3 left, and they're quick and easy, and they're fun. Car, gar, zar. That last lesson we had on stem changing in the preterite, woo, that's nitty-gritty. This is not too nitty-gritty. If you look, we only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tenemos 8 verbos. We have 8 verbs, Y verbs. Why do we call them Y verbs? Because the Y is going to show up in the L in the ellos conjugation. Here we go. Leer is to read. I read is leí. You read, leíste. He read or she read, or usted, you read, or it read, leyó. We read, leímos, and leyeron. So we know that Y verbs are called Y verbs because when you spell them out, a Y appears in the L in the ellos forms. Let's take a look at the accent marks. We have an accent mark in the yo, the tú, the el, ella, and the nosotros, but not the they form. It says right here, accent all but the ellos form. Look at your example. Leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, all with an accent mark, and leyeron does not have an accent mark. Okay? Come back up here to the endings. Let's take the verb leer. You see the I, the iste, the yo, the imos, and the yeron. You see it right here as well. I read leí. Why is there an accent on that I? Well, if there weren't, it would be like one of those Hawaiian leis that they throw around your neck when you get off the plane. It would be lei. It's not lei, it's leí. We're putting an accent mark on the I to make that I just as strong as the E so that you hear them both equally. Leí, I read. Leíste. Why is there an accent mark on the I? Because if we didn't, we would have that diphthong again. 2 vowels making one sound, it would be leíste. We don't want leíste, we want leíste. We want to equally hear the E and the I. Therefore, we put an accent mark on the I. Leyó, why does it have an accent mark? Remember, all words that end in a vowel, and if the vowel is stressed, it gets an accent mark as it breaks the rules of pronunciation. We'll get to accent marks. We haven't done that lesson yet, but we're just building you up to it little by little. Leímos. Why is there an accent mark? Again, the EI would be a diphthong if it didn't have an accent mark, and it would be leímos. Leímos. We want 3 syllables. Leímos. And finally, no accent mark on leyeron. Leer is a huge verb. You got to know that verb. Leer. Leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, leyeron. First thing you want to do is get the pronunciation down. You want to be able to go through the pronunciation, all 5 forms, like a chainsaw going through some dry wood. Leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, leyeron. In your mind, leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, leyeron. Leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, leyeron. By doing that, any pronunciation problems, you iron them out. Now let's look at these 3 verbs. Why are they clustered together? Well, they all end in UIR, so they're going to be similar. Every one of these 3 are going to be similar to all of the others. Incluir is to include. Is that a common verb? Well, in English, to include, we hear it. Certainly if you're in real estate or finance, include the expenses and so on and so forth. If you're sending things in a package, did you include this? Did you include that? Include is important. If you're in the construction business, the verb construir, to build or to construct, very important. If you're in the demolition business, destruir is a very important verb. Destruir, to destroy. All right, let's take incluir. What do we do with leer? Well, we got rid of the ER and we took the LE and we put it in front. Imagine you see an LE here with my finger. Leí, leíste. Say the verb stem. Leíste, leyó, leímos, and leyeron. Overemphasize it and you'll get it. All right, so with incluir, what's our verb stem? And pick up the INCLU. Inclu, 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 inclu. Put in include. Let's overemphasize. I included. Incluí, incluiste, incluyó, incluimos, incluyeron. You build your confidence. Let's go with construct. Get the IR out. Bring it up. CONSTRU. Constru. Construí, I built. Construiste, you built. She built. Construyó. They built. Construyeron. Let's get destructive right now. Destruir. The stem, destru. Destru. This is inclu, constru, destru. Here we go. Destruí, I destroyed. Muhammad Ali, right, with Joe Frazier's son of Liston. I get that big bear in the ring. I'm going to destroy son of Liston. I destroyed. He used to like to say that. It was one of his favorite things. He would say in Spanish, yo destruí. Yo destruí. You destroyed. Destruiste. Take that stem and overemphasize. Destruyó. We destroyed. Destruimos. And they destroyed. Destruyeron. All right, let's practice a bit. Did you include the money? Inclu. Incluiste el dinero. You see how easy it is? Did you include the keys? Las llaves. Inclu. Incluiste las llaves? Did you include the documents? Inclu. Incluiste los documentos? Did you include the photos? Inclu. Incluiste las fotos? See how easy it is, okay? She included everything. Incluyó todo, okay? We included everything. Incluimos todo. Did they include the money? Incluyeron el dinero. Did they include the keys? Incluyeron las llaves. Did they include the gold? Incluyeron el oro. Did they include the secrets? Incluyeron los secretos. There you go. Inclu. Constru. They built a lot of houses. Construyeron muchas casas. I built a lot of sentences in Spanish. Construí muchas frases en español. Destruir. They destroyed the buildings. Destruyeron los edificios. He destroyed his house. Destruyó su casa. All right, let's go to caerse. That's a big verb. Leer is huge. Caerse is big. It's to fall. People fall all the time, unfortunately, right? We fall. Elderly people, unfortunately, they trip, they stumble, they slip, they fall. So the verb to fall, very common. It's reflexive. So our reflexive pronouns are me, te, se, and nos. All right, how do we do it? Get rid of the se. Get rid of the ER. See ya. That leaves you with CA, the abbreviation for California. Let's take CA right here, ca. Let's put the reflexive pronoun for I. I want to say I fell. Me caí. Me caí. You fell. Te caíste. She fell. Se cayó. He fell. Se cayó. It fell like the painting fell. Se cayó el retrato. Se cayó la pintura. Se cayó. Let's go with we fell. Earthquake. Hubo un temblor. Terremoto is a really strong earthquake. Temblor is not so strong. Hubo un temblor. Hubo un temblor. Y and nos, put your CA for California, caímos. Nos caímos. We fell. They fell. Se, put your CA, se cayeron. Okay? Ask your friend, did you fall? Te caíste? Te caíste? No, I didn't fall. No, no me caí. Let's take a look at huirse. Not a very common word, but if you're in the police force, right? In law enforcement, huirse means to flee, to run away from. People flee the police all the time. You see those car chases and what have you, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to get rid of the IRSE and we're going to take the HU. We're going to put the HU in front. It's reflexive, so may. It's ui. Sounds silly. Ui. It means I fled. Me ui. I fled. Did you run away? Te uiste. Meaning like, did you run away from the crime or whatever the situation had been. Te uiste. She fled. She ran away. Se huyó. He fled the police. Se huyó de la policía. We fled. We left. This could be, let's say you're somewhere and you're in a country, unfortunately, that's maybe having a war or there's a battle, and you want to say, we fled, we got out of there. Like we bailed, right? Nos huimos. Nos huimos, we fled. Not just fleeing from the police, but fleeing from something. Nos huimos. A forest fire, right? All the animals fled. Se huyeron todos los animales, se huyeron. So that's the verb to flee. Now, oír and creer. Those are big verbs. This is huge. Leer, big. Caerse, and these two are big as well. Incluir, again, we know in English, how many times do you say include? Yeah, you say it a lot, but it's not like a top verb. To build, we use it, and to destroy, we use that as well. But certainly to read, to fall, to hear, and to believe or to think, those are really heavily used. Oír. Now, why does oír have an accent mark? Okay, hopefully you're starting to see two vowels together. When you see two vowels together and one has an accent mark, then most likely it's breaking up the diphthong and making two sounds. If oír did not have an accent mark, it would be pronounced like this. Oir, 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 oir. It's oír. That accent mark is on the I to make it two syllables. Oír, oír. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to take that IR, see ya. We're going to bring the O and put it in front. I heard, oí. You heard, oíste. She heard, oyó. He heard, oyó. Usted, you heard, oyó. It heard, oyó. We heard. Take your O, oímos. We heard, oímos. And they heard, oyeron. Let me repeat. The Y shows up in the L, ellos. Accent mark on the top four, not the Y one at the end, not the last one, not the ellos form. Okay, let's go with oír all the way through. You guys jump on this one. I heard, oí. You heard, oíste. She or he heard, usted, you heard, it heard, oyó. We heard, oímos. They heard, oyeron. Oyeron. All right, let's go to creer. Creer means to believe or to think. Take the ER off, and what does it leave? C-R-E, cree. Cree, 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 cree. Pronounce it. Cree, 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 cree. Pronounce it until you get it. Cree, 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 cree. Okay? I thought, creí. I believed, creí. You thought, you believed, creíste. Put your CRE right here, CRE, creyó. He thought, she thought, he believed, she believed, usted, you believed, thought. We believed, creímos. We thought, creímos. And they thought, creyeron, or they believed, creyeron. Let's put a ley. Let's take the pronoun ley, meaning for him or her. If you want to say, I did not believe her, you would say three words. No le creí. I didn't believe him. No le creí. I didn't believe her. Same thing. No le creí. If I want to ask my friend, did you believe him? Le creíste? Did you believe her? Le creíste? How about if I want to say, did you believe them? It's going to be L-E-S. Les creíste? Did you believe them? Creyó. She did not believe me. No me creyó. He didn't believe me. No me creyó. Mom did not believe me. Mamá no me creyó. Dad didn't believe me. Papá no me creyó. Chispas cuadradas. We did not believe him. No le creímos. We did not believe her. No le creímos. They did not believe us. 3 words. No, nos creyeron. They did not believe me. No me creyeron. Now, creer que is very common, to think that. I thought that. Creí que, and that can lead on to anything. For example, I thought they were brothers. Creí que eran hermanos. I thought the test was today. Creí que el examen era hoy. I thought you had the money. Creí que tú tenías el dinero. We thought that. Creímos que. They thought that. Creyeron que. And whatever the rest of the sentence might be. Example, they thought that it was snowing in the mountains. Creyeron que estaba nevando en las montañas. Creer que is huge. Okay, we've hit all the clusters. Let's review. These are preterite Y verbs. When does the Y show up? Only in the L and ellos. You see it here and here. Example, leer, leyó, there's your Y. Leyeron, and there is your Y there. What about accent marks? Well, they happen in all but the ellos. Ellos is always the N factor. Look, the N factor, the N factor. Ellos is the last of the 5 conjugations, the same as ustedes. So an accent mark on the first 4, but not on the 5th. So when you conjugate these verbs out, how do you do it? You take the infinitive ending off. You take the ER and you bring up what we call the stem. You put an LE here. Leí, I read. We read. Leímos. Overemphasize it so you get it. They read. Leyeron. She read. Leyó. Okay? Caerse. I fell. Me. Put your CA. Me caí. Te caíste. Se cayó. Nos caímos. Se cayeron. Okay? I'm a machine on these verbs. I've been doing them all my life. But it doesn't take long to pick up on them because you hear it so many times. And the language learning module is working 24/7. It's always running. It's always running in the background. Okay? Are we good? Y verbs, they change in the el, ellos, accent mark in the first 4. Why is there an accent mark like on leí and leíste and leímos? To break up that diphthong so those 2 vowels make 2 sounds and not 1 sound as a diphthong. Okay? All right, that's it. Next up, car, gar, zar verbs. We're getting real close. Thanks for hanging in here with all these nitty-gritty preterite. But again, from the present tense, in the preterite, in the infinitive, the entire remaining part of the Spanish grammar evolves. Okay? Okay, gracias por todo. This is Profesor Pablo signing off. Cambio fuera.